and Ryan Stone. He's a halfway decent looking guy, a nice smile. You have to get through that wall because he
79T 2458 Learning Corp Little Red Riding Hood, take one.
Somebody find out the fucking real names for me.
40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense?
You have to get through that wall.
So I only know what my heart feels.
Where they say there are Indian people pooping on our beach.
Socially retarded.
It's a spool of wire. 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone.
You know, something that's funny on that is, you know how I have Destiny's head saying it's mail time, standing in front of that T-Rex shooting that machine gun? It's because YouTube, they gave me they shut the stream down after like 2 minutes because of that thing. So I'm like, you know what would be funny? Yeah, you can't see anybody firing a firearm, but you can watch a guy cucking his wife and it's fine. It's like such a subtle joke nobody will get, but it makes me tickled every time.
Yeah.
Anyways, how you doing, Hawk? We haven't done this in like a month and a half, man.
Has it been that long, really? Wow. Huh. For some reason, it feels like, eons ago. I was there, Gandalf. I was there 3,000 years ago. But, I don't know, man. It's weird. It feels like way longer because I've kind of just like checked out of like the entire Red Pill scene for a while, and now it's just like, yeah. I think it's really healthy for if you're in like this internet thing to be part of like multiple things though. So if like one space really starts to piss you off, you can just completely go dark and go full bore into another one for a while. And now I'm kind of like beautiful. And now I'm like, you know what? Like, fuck this whole politics thing. I want to come back into like the RP thing a little bit and just talk about, like vaginas and shit, just not worry about this. But
yeah, well, I've seen the same thing. Like, I'll get to the politics stuff later. But I see the same thing happening here that I see happen in the 2000s, and that's probably what kind of turned you off it. You notice how everything now is about underage PDF files and harems. Yeah, and I realized, oh my god, it's not just like countries that are having Somalian slop thrown in. It's the Red Pill space too. What's poster boy's name again? Fresh or Fitz? Akabu Abbar.
Yeah. Myron. Yeah.
But I didn't realize this whole, like, I knew he had a foreign name, but I just didn't realize how foreign it was. It was a very Star Wars name.
Oh yeah, very.
You should look it up.
Yeah,
so I pronounce it properly.
Yeah.
What's his real name, dude? You have to go a long ways to find his real name.
Apparently, he's done a good job of scrubbing it.
Yeah.
That's right. Because
there it is.
Yeah. What
Amral Foodle or Amral Fuddle. Dude, my furniture's floating right now. That's crazy magic. Harry Potter was right.
Unbelievable.
But the
here's your
whole
citizenship test. Eat this bacon cheeseburger right now.
It's such a simple one, and it's like moderate in his racism, but it's very clear if you look for it. Well, no, it's the same thing as the 2000s. They always nicknamed Toronto the place that pickup artists went to die. And there was this student actually in University of Toronto back when Peterson was still working there, who did a PhD on the rise and fall of the pickup artist scene. And what had happened is we had a huge flood of Indian immigrants here. And then they started, doing the Bob and Vagine with the mystery method. And then all of a sudden the girls were like over it. It just gave them the ick and it died. And I'm seeing the same thing with the Red Pill space. It's all a bunch of Somalians coming in. And I guess, what is Tate? He's technically American or he's British, so he's Muslim.
He's something. Either, no matter what he is, he has to go back. So
I don't even know where he's going, but he's not staying here.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, they come in here and now everything is about owning a harem and sleeping with 14-year-olds. It's very... I didn't even put the two and two together. I just thought guys were absolutely crazy until I realized, no, it's a very specific type of guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for how all the original, posters were white guys, and now, the third world has come for us all. It's like that dead internet theory. It's like, oh no, the internet's not dead. It's just that every single day, 20,000 Jeets come online.
It's brutal, man. I just block now.
Oh yeah.
I feel bad because Rollo's doing this God's work where anybody who's talking about sex or whatever. And they're always like, what should you do in this situation? He's like, not be Indian. And he posts the thing. And so I always block the guy. But then the post disappears. So I can't give Rolo likes or retweets or anything.
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's a good thing on one hand, because especially if you're on Twitter, you really need to curate, your feed as much as possible, because the algorithm's just going to feed you shit. So I have like thousands upon thousands of people blocked at this point. I just have no mercy. It's just a 1-strike rule. And the greatest thing to ever happen, on this platform this year, has been the identifying people by their countries. And just, if you are just not a Westerner in any stripe, blocked immediately. You can even agree with me. I don't even care. I'm getting rid of you.
I'm blocking Canadians. That's how hardcore I'm getting.
I mean, that's certainly what I'm doing.
I guess same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's like I'm thinking to myself, it's like, is there really like any country I would really like spare at this point, who's not American? No, it's really, really hard to find one. I don't know, maybe like a cool South African guy, maybe, but
somebody who still has Rhodesia on their thing, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, oh no, can't trust a Canadian. Nope, they're basically all India at this point. No, can't trust the UK. Basically all India at this point.
Well, I have a hard time because do you remember that Cambridge Analytica thing that Obama did? Mm-hmm. So Trudeau was doing that before him, and he was doing it better. He was kind of like the test guinea pig or whatever. And it's since come out, they put I hate Canadian politics because every time I learn something, it's like every week there's something that's even worse. And so you're like, remember that time when it, no, I don't remember. That was 3 scandals ago. So they spent like $500 million or $50 million, some insane amount of money for Canadians on hiring Jeets to pretend to be Canadians and paying people to use their talking points. It's like that Reddit thread where they found out that Air Force Base in Virginia is like 80% of Reddit traffic. Yeah. So I don't even know if I'm arguing with a really retarded boomer who sounds, but it's like Poe's Law. I can't tell. Is that you? Is that, Pajit from Toronto who's pretending to be Karen from Mississauga? I don't know anymore. So I just give up.
Yeah. It really is. You definitely need to watch your, I don't want to sound like, like Alex Jonesy here or something, like they're coming for your psychic energy, but they absolutely are.
They do. Yeah. It absolutely demoralizes. And that's the worst part is because you can just it's not a conspiracy theory anymore. You can point to the website on the news site that's mainstream news telling you they're doing it. But to describe it, you sound like a lunatic.
Yeah. There really just continues to be such a huge bifurcation of people who understand what is going on and the people who just don't. And we're just reaching this huge tipping point where it's like, and on the Trump side right now, there's clearly a huge disconnect between the donor class and the actual base. And it's just like a complete, bare knuckle fight to basically get the next guy who gets to talk to Trump, because apparently he just remembers the last person who spoke to him, and that's it.
Oh,
so
that explains so much, because I'm so out of the loop on this. You have to talk to me like I'm 5.
Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah, walk me through it. Walk me through a little bit.
Well, I guess from where I'm standing in my position, now that we're basically 3 months out of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the face, it's very clear to me that he was pretty much the guy in the administration that actually had, his voice to Trump's ear of the actual youth and the base in the movement. And at this point, we can basically just say it was a total victory for the left, because they fucking did nothing. They had the prime opportunity to, and you don't want to talk this way, respect for the dead and everything, especially, a guy who died as brutally as he did in front of his wife and kids. It's like, fucking hell, man. Can you imagine? But it's like he just like the actual political reality of things is that certain situations give you certain power and certain cachet to do, certain things. And they basically did fucking nothing. Again, back to the Indian problem. We got Kash Patel sitting on, a pile of shit or whatever the fuck he's doing.
I thought Trump was the hype man. He's been promising nothing for a year now.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if you saw anything about this, but so there was like a leak that came from people who were working on Kash Patel's team, and he specifically decided not to go to any of the press conferences or any of the meetings with the FBI agents in the field on that day because he forgot his jacket, and he didn't want to pop on and not look professional. It really just is crazy how everybody who is in the administration in one way or another, there's like this other leak that's going on that the mass deportations are being limited by Kristi Noem, who is this fucking bitch of a woman who had an affair.
Have to narrow it down.
Yeah, exactly. So she was like the governor of South Dakota during COVID, basically, and positioned herself as being like the governor, the only governor in all 50 states who never locked down the state, was South Dakota. And so basically what had happened was it wasn't like a principal thing from her. Basically what she wanted to travel so she could cheat on her husband.
Oh,
and that's
so like a reverse Gavin Newsom. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what ended up happening. And, but she like took this as like this political win, which is how she got into the White House, basically. And essentially what she's doing right now is she's sandbagging the administration to deport more people because internal memos are saying that's what she wants to run on in 2028 to, have like the Trump successor, basically saying, oh, look, when I was director of Homeland Security, we deported all these people and I'm going to do that more as president. And so like Tom Homan, who's this, Chad looking, he's the Chad looking motherfucker, the head of like deportations at ICE.
Is he the your family can go to guy?
Yes. Yeah. He's that guy. And he's fucking pissed on internal memos and stuff because he's like, I need more guys. Why are they fucking twirling their dicks right now instead of going to all these cities, deporting all these people? He's just like a grunt who, wants to do the right thing, but he's getting sandbagged by various political actors. So it's like, yeah, Kash Patel in it for himself, Kristi Noem in it for himself, all these other people, throughout the administration. This Miriam Adelson chick is basically charging $45,000 donations to get access to the president, because she's like in charge right now of who gets to see Trump at which time, and she's just openly taking bribes, for who gets to have an appointment with the president. And
that's so Banana Republic.
Yeah. I mean, it's just on every turn, there are like some good people who are trying to, actually fix this sinking ship. But then it's just everywhere else you look. It's like, oh, we got Somalis that got invited in here by various administrations, stealing tens of billions of dollars. We've got, this other group of people over here who's stealing shit. We got H-1Bs who are stealing shit. It's just fucking everyone is stealing shit and everyone's just in it for themselves.
So question for you, there's no way this is true, but it might be true. So I have to ask, is it true that the biggest financial supporter of terrorism is like the taxpayer of Minnesota?
Yeah. I mean, I would not be fucking surprised at this point because it's like every week we check back. It's, like Minnesota just might be like the worst fucking state to live in at this point. It's up there. And basically it's, since this, like scandal broke with basically what was happening is, the Somalis were basically just having their kids take tests. And because of the way that the structure of the test work is that if you're retarded, you basically get billions of dollars. And it's like, wow, imagine that, like a 62 IQ average country, bring hundreds of thousands of them over and then have their kids take a test. And of course they're going to come back as being retarded. So now we get,
technically they are mentally retarded. I think the issue is more just flooding the system with mentally retarded.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean this in a clinical sense, YouTube, don't demonetize us.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like this is a system that's actually used for, what is intended for, like Tim Walz's retarded son. It's going to just be exploited by various groups of people who, it's like, wow, you mean to tell me that not every single group of people on the planet is interchangeable with one another? Come on, man. Color be surprised.
I just think I understand when people said we'd have had colonies on Mars right now, but we've clearly decided to just like, I didn't realize how prosperous even Canada was, or America, until we started just giving it away, and how long we've been able to do it and still have enough money to keep things running, keep the power on.
Yeah, I mean, it really is just horrible when you put it in that perspective that like the 20th century is just like the worst century that ever happened in the sense of, Back in 1901, Western man Europeans accounted for around 32% of the world's population, and now they're 7. It's like, man, you can't really say that it was that great, right? We lost over 100 million
like
of our
indoor
own
plumbing
people.
was after that. That's the other thing too, right?
Ugh.
Back then, people were still shitting in chamber pots, and in that time, they put the plumbing in the house, they put a TV on the thing, you put a man on the moon. We built the Canada arm, but like all this stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, what have you done after? That's why I hate YouTube keeps showing me Toronto documentaries from the 70s, back when we built the CN Tower and stuff, and I'm like, man, this is supposed to be like, this is depressing.
Yeah, it's like, man, we were only supposed to go up from here, but it literally just is. You've seen that picture in that meme where it's the same thing where various like civil rights leaders were protesting outside of Cape Canaveral at NASA, saying like billions for NASA, none for XYZ group of Americans. It's literally just been the same thing for 60 plus years, man.
Those are real? I thought those were AI.
No, they're real. They're real. Yeah, but yeah, it's just always been the same thing, man. It's like, we need to take more of your shit to give it to this guy over here because colonialism. Just like, well, now you've got colonialism from the Chinese, and it's like everyone's okay with that, but it's just never been
colonialism.
It's just never been about principle. It's always been about get whitey. It's always what it's been.
But by Canada, we've solved colonialism because our Supreme Court.
This is the thing. Literally giving land back to people. Literally land acknowledgement.
It's technically not, but it is. It is functionally, but technically, it's just hilarious. So I go back to visit my family in BC. Funny enough, all my normally family and friends, other than the boomers, are completely switched on now, which is awesome. The way it worked is it's been a joke since as long as I've been alive that 107% of the province has been under like lawsuit with the natives saying that this is our reservation area, whatever. And it's always been kind of a joke. They just want money. We all got that. Then all of a sudden, this guy named Eby, I think Eby. Anyways, he's an NDP guy. He's a communist essentially. He took one of the case to the Supreme Court because apparently the government can't handle treaties. And the Supreme Court suggested, since the Shawnigan Lake tribe had been here before the Canadians were, that it's not our land to give. So it's technically their land. And so they gave them, I think it's like $2 trillion worth of infrastructure. I mean, it's not, they don't technically have it yet, but the legal precedent is there and they just have to push it a little more. And everybody thought, this is great, we're not racist. Then the problem was, banks were like, well, if this isn't your land, we can't give you a loan, and we're going to have to call in our previous loan for it. And they're like, well, we can't. And they're like, we can't sell it because nobody's going to buy this because they don't know who owns the land. And then all of a sudden, like the granola hippies from the island are like, well, if your government's not legit, why am I paying property taxes? And now a lot of the native tribes are smelling blood. So the North Thompson, where I'm from, like an entire city is now like they're under lawsuit so the entire city, I think it's Kamloops, they're fighting over all that. And then even in Toronto, just to the west of here. And so it's at the point that we aren't even going to ruin the country. We're just giving it away, which you could almost make the case for with, like, if you watch Avatar too much and you get your life through fiction and you think, oh, well, then the natives will come here and it'll go back to perfect and the trees will go back. Yeah. But the same tribe that just won Richmond, BC out of Vancouver has been loading trash into a river for like 20 years. They're just taking money from people for like cheap trash dumping. And now the river's full. So if it's like, and it's such an Indian thing, but like dot, not feather, but also feather.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they're like, hey, you guys need to help us here because this is done. The white man left all their trash in our river.
Yeah. Yeah. The people that were actually stewards of the land, didn't. It's just crazy, man. It's just every single thing that they feed us, like when you're kids, it's just a complete fucking lie. Well, I want to give this speech at our national conference next year because it's amazing how like the brainworms just get fed to you at a young age, and you're just like basically trained to hate your own people. And one of okay, so we got like slavery over here basically is the big thing for Americans, and then obviously like the genocide.
Actually, wait, can we pause just one sec
Go
for
ahead.
the YouTube mods? For the YouTube gods, we are both anti-slavery. This is strictly an academic conversation. All right, thank you.
Absolutely.
This is how you buy time, Kanye.
Of course. Yeah, and we both love the nation of Israel. Okay, that's the other thing, right? So of course, like the big original sin over here is slavery. Another one is the genocide of the Native Americans. Which, how does that work? Because there's literally like 5 times as many of them now as there were like when like the white man got here. So how would you call that like a genocide? But anyway,
well, I get how that makes sense, because do you remember how the census in 1945 had more? Actually, you know what? Never mind. Maybe we'll just skip that.
Yep. Crazy. But no, man, did you know that there are still less of them after October 7th? No, wait a minute. Anyway, so we got like the original sin of slavery. We got the original sin of all the Native Americans dying because everything was like just fluffy bunny Bambi world before like the white man arrived or something. But then like the other one, and I still see a bunch of our guys like in my thing have this brainworm in their heads. It's about the American bison. It was the white man that killed all the American bison, and it's just I want to give a speech.
One photo of the Skull Hill.
Man. That
one shot.
Yeah, that one photo of the skull that has like 20,000 of them, and it's like, really? So there were over 100 million of these things around 1550 when the first surveyors from the Spanish were surveying these and basically writing back to the Spanish king saying, dude, there's so much fucking food here. We can definitely come on in here and start colonizing this area a little bit more. But then like the Spanish Empire fell, the British came over, all of that stuff. And there were bison as far east as around like Virginia, when these people arrived. But then all of a sudden they start disappearing in huge numbers. And why? Because the first time ever in the history of the planet, a culture went from being agrarian back to hunter-gatherer. And that's the Plains tribe Indians, because they got access to horses. And they're like, oh, wow.
I didn't know they were agrarian. Interesting.
Yeah. It's the first time ever you go from agrarian back to hunter-gatherer. And the only reason they could do this is because they got horses and they could cover large territories of land chasing these great big herds. And basically what they did is they just drove them off of cliffs by their hundreds. And they did this for hundreds of years. And they're just like, oh, well, the natives, they used every part of the animal. It's like, really? How the fuck do we have evidence of these giant mass killings and mass graves then? How does that make sense? Buffalo graveyards at these cliff drops and everything. Well, it's all just like complete like fucking lies. It's like the same thing with like smallpox blankets. It's like, yeah, that's right. The English guys in the 1600s knew all about
that's right. No
theory.
germ theory.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's something like since I've been writing fiction stories now, it's something I get. It's like, dude, you know that whole conservatives don't do art thing anymore? You guys need to start getting better at telling stories.
Yeah.
Because like, say what you will about progressive slop on Netflix now, but these people, imagine making a story that can make people untouched, like an entire country untouchable from criticism. That's insane.
Yeah.
I wish that's J.K. Rowling wishes she could tell a story that good. I could talk shit about Harry Potter all day. But if I dare talk about Hogwarts, I'm just saying APAC comes right down on me like a hammer.
Dude, I have such an amazing story about this just from earlier this week, right? Just the levels of chutzpah here, just drive you up a wall. So I go to this event on Monday for the guy who's running to be governor down here in Florida. Because like DeSantis is term limit out. So next year, the new primary is coming up to see who's going to be governor, right? And of course, like the Con Inc. establishment is picking the base black man, to run in his running the stead of Ron DeSantis, right? And of course, like all the rest of these characters, he became like a conservative like in 2022. And have you seen the Will Stansel show at all?
I've seen a bit of the first one. I haven't gotten around to it.
But
I get it.
Yeah, it's totally fine as long as you can get the meme. That's it, because that's basically what this guy is. It do be like that, Mr. GOP. That is exactly who this Byron Donalds guy is, who they're trying to get to run. Because like the GOP establishment is either A, trying to intentionally lose, or B, is just so like zog brained at this point that like, oh, we got to put out like the base DEI candidates everywhere we go. Not that completely ignore the fact that they just did this in the election we just had in Virginia, where they put up the Jamaican woman immigrant as
we should hire a black woman meme.
yeah,
Dude,
it's literally what happened.
I'm so glad I'm locked into all these right-wing memes. These jokes land so much harder.
Dude, our memes are great, you know, which is amazing too, because like you see like leftists use them and stuff, like lefties like use like based. It's like, okay, so you just like use our language because our memes are so good. Anyway, so they put Winsome Sears up as the candidate in Virginia, and they're like, yeah, you know what Virginians are really gonna like? They're gonna love the Jamaican female 60-year-old immigrant who was pro taking down Confederate statues. That's who the Virginia Republican base is really going to like. And what happens? She gets less of the black vote than Donald Trump did.
Ouch. See, now this is the thing that gets me. This is like international, because Canada's the same way. The reason I got kind of jaded here, Pierre Poilievre is our Conservative Party leader. I think, I don't know if anybody doesn't know any deals, let me know. So he had an ad, which they've taken down, which actually really bothers me. It was like way back when he still wore glasses before his advisor told him to take TRT and take it LASIK, where he's like, yeah, I know you guys are basically done and over this. I need you to trust me one last time. And it was like the one last time thing kind of hooked me. I'm like, oh, he gets it. He gets it. We're basically done.
Yeah,
and then
the guy did such a good job handling that journo when he was chewing that apple. And
well, that's the thing. It wasn't just that.
over.
There was like hundreds of little versions of that where he just kind of got it. And it was very easy to be conservative when I hate Trump was your main thing. He's very good at sloganeering. He's kind of like what I was noticing people say about Trump, where he's like really great at hype, but the follow through was like less than desired. So he hired this girl, Jenny Blige. She is his ex-girlfriend, and which is hilarious because if you look at her now, she's like used to be cute in the 2000s when they dated, but now she looks like, 5 pounds of shit, 10
Gorlak.
2 pounds. Yeah, like Gorlak. Lives in the city, Sex in the City type girl. He's now married to like a hot young Venezuelan girl. They have 2 kids. You hire your ex-girlfriend. I'm like, my theory is that she's like, I hate him now for leaving me and being with this hotter Venezuelan chick. And so she sabotaged his campaign. Put him in front of the biggest Canadian flag you've ever seen. Had a 20-point lead in the polls. And he said the real Canadians are the migrants that come here and pay their taxes and leave their ethnic blood feuds at home. And I was like, right then,
none of them.
That was it.
Yeah.
And then his 20-point lead evaporated to like -7. And I thought, like, is this controlled opposition? Like, was this on purpose? And if it wasn't, would it look any different?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you really just have to ask that question because, like, the thing about like conservatives, and this is why they're always the enemy, is that their entire worldview is entirely encased by their enemies. They just have nothing to stand on by themselves. It's like, what's conservative? Oh, the 1990s. It's like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
I would even be fine with that if you stick to it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, because things
like
are so
like,
bad.
I wanted to be a liberal is what it seems like. But he wasn't allowed in the cool kids club.
Exactly. It's all these people. That's why we call them house conservatives. They're totally okay with being, the whipping boys of the regime. They're the Washington Generals of politics.
Oh yeah, Bull Rush is right too. I forgot about that. After the whole election, when they lost, the boss babes, like, because the Jenny Blige chick, she hired a bunch of boss babes to run the campaign with her. They were running a victory lap on Twitter about how this is the greatest campaign they've ever run, and there were so many women. They went private after that. You can guess why. But like, how can I care when everybody who's in a position to do something doesn't? You know?
Yeah.
And that's when I started talking about expatriation. And now my family's like, dude, it's going to be like the military. When I left, a year after I left and landed on my feet, a bunch of my friends left. And I have a feeling it's going to be like this. Once I expatriate out of here, my whole family's going to start. I'm like cutting a sheep in half and then walking through the entrails like Abraham. I swear to God.
Well, that's like the thing that's so like fucked about it, dude, because, you see like the same thing is going on in Germany, same thing is going on in the UK, same thing in France. It's like
Netherlands,
South
Jack
Africa.
won't shut up about it.
Yeah, it's just like everyone wants to go somewhere else, and that somewhere else usually means the United States because, like, as Cappy says, we're like the skinniest chick at a fat chick party. It's basically
Which is
like,
such an extra double joke for America.
yeah, really. Yeah,
We're the
really.
skinniest ones here.
Yeah, pretty much. And so it's like, oh, we got to come to the States. And then like you get to me and it's like, well, where else am I going to go? I've got literally, it's like, I can't go to Montenegro or like the Maldives or Monaco or something,
Well, I mean,
like,
I heard a bunch
where am I gonna go?
of Westerners went to Argentina after their country went down.
Oh, yeah. And they all lived happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
Yeah.
Until that X-Men movie came out.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. It's like they have to put it in everything. It's just everything. Even like the Marvel slop. We got to make sure we go in there and make sure that we like slide this brainworm into everyone. It's like, oh yeah,
And
don't forget this certain group,
And I used to think that was just like brain rot and everybody knows wrestling isn't real, but then no, man. And I get it's online, but it's amazing how much that you remember that meme where they don't look at stats or figures or laws, they just get it all through fiction.
Oh
my
yeah,
God, it's true.
It's 100%
well, this guy.
true.
Oh, that's another thing. I had to ask you about this too. This is gonna be Substack drama. Don't worry, guys. It's more fun than it looks.
Yeah.
There is this guy who used to work for Breitbart apparently, and then they kicked him out because he had a bunch of tweets talking about the Jews. The hell is his name?
Guy was ahead of the curve.
Well,
Apparently.
he started shitting on me because he started using his kids for clout, and you know me. And so now he's calling me a degenerate and shit like this. But the reason I bring this
is
up,
this Pedro Gonzalez?
yes, I don't know who he is. I just know this because it was like the first rank on a Google search. Who is this guy, and why all of a sudden is my inbox spammed with Redditors talking about their mental issues?
So this guy is just another one of these characters who has been in like the online scene for plus 10 years and has moved from one grift to another, basically. And the guy's latest claim to fame was back during the primary season for 2024. He was the guy who was the chief person in like the online dissident right, whatever you want to call it, that says everybody's got to abandon Trump and everyone's got to back Ron DeSantis. And this guy decided he was going to make his entire brand about this, burned all the bridges with previous people who were like back working in the Trump years and stuff. He's like, listen, guys, we all got to go in on Ron DeSantis. And the reason about it was because Donald Trump wants to put in tariffs and it's going to tank the economy. It's like, really, dude? That's the thing.
That's his hill.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, listen, dude, I'm not here to argue about fucking tariffs. I mean, they seem to, economics is all basically like faking gay at this point anyway, because it's all, just like, Jewish bankers like moving money from one way to another. So it's like all of this is fucking fake at one point anyway. So I'm not going to die
financial nihilism, they call it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like I'm not going to be here arguing, to or fro like on various tariff policies or whatever. They seem to me, my gut feeling is that they're generally correct, and that's enough for me. Okay. But anyway, it's like, really, you're going to stake your entire career basically on Trump's tariff policy. And that's why we got.
So now, is he stupid, or is that just the what he's saying as like a backdrop to what he actually can't say?
Yeah. I think that's the latter is probably true. It's just like taking shit and seeing what sticks. Just throwing it on the wall, basically. But
okay.
But because obviously Ron DeSantis crashed and burned with his platform shoes, and he was wearing it.
Of all the things, man.
Yeah.
Apparently he's good too. Apparently people say he does good work as a governor.
He does, except for, passing anti-Semitism bills, but there's a lot of Jews down here. So, it's,
I mean, at least he's looking out for constituents, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but
just 2-inch lifts, man. It just sucks. 30-year career, 2-inch lifts. Oh man, fuck that.
Done. But so he crashed and burned. So now it's like, okay, well, your Titanic is sunk. So now what are you going to do? It's like, oh, I can't like just come back in the movement and say, hey, guys, do you remember all those pieces I wrote about how you guys are all racists and anti-Semites and you guys don't know anything about economics? Well, I can't exactly like go back and associate with all of these people now. So I got to find a new grift. And I don't even know what he's doing now. So maybe he went back to the, we got to make sure we're not degenerates in the West or something. I don't fucking know.
I think he's trying to say classical liberal or progressive or something, because like a lot of people started talking about their sleep PTSD, which I didn't even know was a thing. Did you know you can have PTSD for going to sleep because you don't know where you're going to wake up? I didn't, but they'll tell you.
Apparently, I don't know.
Because here's where it all like lines together. Like, I don't like politics like the red pill. I don't like red pill like the politics. This is both, man. He gets on there. He's like, I think red pill guys are, one of those standard hate things. Because I have a daughter now. and then he starts into his Normie McDonald rant about how simping for women is great. And of course, all the people, oh, this is great. I love you, man. And then I kind of just, this you bro with his like Breitbart hit piece where they were just showing how much he really hated the Jews, man. A lot. Like that other group chat that you guys were famous for recently, that got nothing on Gonzalez.
That's the thing too, because he was one of these fucking guys who was, one of these characters is, we got to disavow, everyone and their grandmother. We got to disavow Tucker Carlson and everything on the right because reasons. And
that explains why every one of his like retweets or quotes against me is an attack were all the same 2015 Redditor shit you'd see where it's like, this is you? And it was like some of my very milquetoast takes, like how women decide if you're divorced or not, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, very good point. But anyway, so I want to get back to this story of what just happened to me on Monday, right?
We'll do the story and then we'll do super chats, guys. We haven't forgotten about you.
Sure. The extreme chutzpah, right? So I go to this event on Monday, and it's for this new guy who's coming up. His name is James Fishback, and he's a 30-year-old guy who basically like has like the same more or less talking points of all the people I follow on right-wing Twitter. He was actually being like too turbo based at this event he had, right?
Oh, the dial to Fed posting. You're like,
yeah, it's like, okay, dude, there's like some boomers in the audience, so maybe I would like change your rhetoric like a little bit to address that. You can't just say, and this is like the guy's first event he's had since announcing his candidacy for governor, right? So the primary is not until August next year, so you got some time, dude. But so I was like, okay, maybe I would tone down this stuff like a little bit. Like, I totally agree, but you can't just go into a room of boomers saying like all the leftists want to kill us all. And it's like, I mean, it's like you're correct, but just say that if they get elected, they're going to impeach Trump. Which is true, but they're going to do worse than that.
It's coming in full blown. I don't know why I just picked that. It makes me laugh so much. They're going to kill you. Get your guns. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Because like we just saw the entire establishment totally cheer on Kirk getting shot in the face, and they just did it last week when the two National Guardsmen got shot in the face a block away from the White House. So, day before Thanksgiving.
You're hitting all my notes on this, man. It's going to be awesome. All right, finish this one.
So anyway, so it just so happens that some character in the audience who is one of these members of like young Republicans in the section of Florida, right? Who's been in this position for like 8 or 9 years or what have you, decides to grill the guy that he invited to the event about his stance about not taking any money from AIPAC. And he's like, oh, don't you think this is kind of odd because AIPAC, do they really have influence on local elections? Because they primarily do with federal stuff, So it's like, why are you bringing up this issue? Is there something us Floridians should know? And of course, like, I should have described this a little bit better. So this guy, when he's asking his question, is just going like, so is there a reason why we shouldn't be focusing on this AIPAC stuff? Is there things that Floridians, should know about? So yeah, right away, you're like, I understand your angle, bub. Okay. So
he walked right into this, didn't he?
Yeah, so he more or less handles the question okay. He's he's just like, I'm just not taking support from any foreign country, whatever, right? So this guy has the gall to ask him, so why are you not taking money from AIPAC? Come to find out later, one of my buddies was sitting in a different section of the audience than me, and he was sitting next to a representative from AIPAC. Just sitting there in the fucking audience at this thing. It's like, wow, the gall on these people to say that, oh yeah, AIPAC has no influence or whatever. There's only just a member of them sitting in the audience right now.
The recruiter.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah.
All right. So I'll do super chats, and you led me into. I've got notes, and you keep hitting all the points where I can segue into them. Which, thank you, by the way. This makes my job so much easier. All right. So first is Free Gender 930 for a $5. Oh, thanks, man. $5 1 cent super chat. The saddest moon landing theory is we actually went, and we've never been able to outdo ourselves since. I think that's the true one, though.
That is the true. Yeah. I mean, it's. We obviously went. It was one of the greatest accomplishments in the history of the human race. And we decided to sacrifice the stars to give $10.5 trillion to various minorities through welfare programs, and all in the name of equality. And guess what? The test scores didn't move a single inch.
and now you guys are sitting in a lab trying to reinvent Roman concrete.
Yeah,
it really does suck, because it's like the retrofuturism really did not play out the way we thought it would be.
No, it really just is so crazy looking back, because it's just the simple.
It's a fumble.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so obvious to say it didn't have to be this way. And this is, I mean, you've got like Rhodesia in your title, but it's just, my buddy Will Tanner is constantly writing about this and talking about it, and it really just it's the perfect encapsulation of how things used to be and how we just completely threw it all away. It's like, dude, I was in Africa quite a bit this year. I was going back and forth. I was doing some hunting and really enjoying myself. And
those
it's just
photos were awesome, by the way, the few that I saw.
Yeah. The program, the whole show is coming out hopefully by May next year. So I'll be promoting that when it comes. But it's gonna be great, man. But anyway, you just see how, so this country used to have a nuclear and a space program, and now they've got close to 50% unemployment for blacks under 30, and there's just vagrants everywhere. They can barely keep the lights on. There's make work jobs everywhere you go, and it's like, well, at least we're not racist, guys. It's like, okay, well, great.
There's this YouTuber. He's from South Africa, and he moved to China, and I'm like, how bad does it have to be where you move to China for a better quality of life? You know what I mean? I need more freedom.
Yeah.
I'm laughing, but it's just, I don't know, it's horrible. Every more I read it, like, I think it was either it was the Rhodesian account on Twitter. I'm like, here, I want to learn more. Where do I go? And he actually got me Ian Smith's autobiography, which you have to hunt for. That's like Turner Diaries illegal to find, apparently.
Yeah, but it's just the guy just like lays it all out, and like he doesn't strike me as like, this caricature of what everyone paints everybody who like didn't live before 1995 as is like this turbo racist all the time. The guy was just like, here's the realities of my country. I care for these people that I'm in charge of, like that actual like patriarchy,
so matter of fact,
masculine.
right.
Yeah. He's just like, you know what? I don't hate these people. It's my responsibility to take care of them. This is what we have to do. And it's just like such a more honest.
Yeah, the first thing is where they try to call him a racist or whatever. His first story is how he got shot down in World War II and had to walk barefoot back to the front lines to get home in the snow, uphill both ways. Like, that's where that came from. Like, he literally did the thing that boomers joke about. And then I didn't realize how it could sometimes be just one choice. Like, I know it was one he's mentioned at the beginning was that South Africa, they're shitting on them and they're shitting on Rhodesia. And they're like, we can either stick with the empire because we're more British than British, or we can make a super state with South Africa, and then we can kind of go our own way. And they decided to stick with Britain because they were loyal. This is kind of what got me on the expatriation train, where it's like, they decided to stick it out. And then see how that ended?
Yeah, they ended up getting
Which I guess
blockaded.
That's the Canadian thing. Yeah, you guys are eternally optimistic, but Canadians are not.
Yeah, it's just so dark about like the Rhodesian thing, because it really just was a complete and total betrayal by the people that they decided to stick with. It's like,
all the way to the crown too. It's not even just politicians.
Yeah. The Americans get on board because we don't want to be racist back home, so we encourage a blockade of the country, and they run out of oil. And you just like read the stories about the engagements they have with the guerrilla fighters, and it's like 100. It's like 100 to 1 like casualties ratio.
Well, isn't it, they're considered like the greatest special forces unit in history or something like, or greatest fighting unit in history.
Yeah,
based on efficacy.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And then it's just so funny because it's the same thing with I find it fascinating that in countries where they don't have basic infrastructure, like they can't even pave their roads, everybody's got iPhones now. And it's like kind of like the same thing back then, where it's like, okay, I'm going to give a bunch of Bantu tribes who can't even read or write access to AK-47s. And what was so amazing is that when they would go loot the corpses of the enemies because they need like bullets and ammunition, they found that the scopes were all dialed up 100%, even though they're like less than 5 yards away from people. Yeah, because they thought it was exactly. Because like, this is how we increase the damage of the gun, right? We turn up the scopes, and that's why they couldn't fucking shoot anything.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing, which I guess is technically, this is son of Hoster's comment. I guess we kind of answered it. Yeah, glad to see Hawk on the show. I am too. I know you guys hate politics stuff. These are always the least favorite episodes, but every now and again, I like them as a palate cleanser. Otherwise, I'd have to do an effing show about, is a 7-year-old the same as a 17-year-old?
Yeah, it's like,
that guy.
yeah, who's the character we're supposed to hate this week? You know, who's the next person that went on some podcast and said some stupid shit? You know, it's like,
I'm all out of flagpoles.
Yeah,
run up.
Yeah, it's like, are we going to talk about, you know, is porn or social media usage worse for like the 15th time? And I'm not shitting on anybody who are like our friends who like cover that stuff, but it's just, listen here, guys. I mean, time is a flat circle in this thing. I saw like on Rule 0 today, they're going to talk about the 9 iron rules of Tomasi. Again, it's like, again, guys, you know, I mean, I love them to death, but
I can't be too angry about that. I mean, we had like 18 Looks Money Game episodes.
Yeah. No, I can't be.
I get you.
Yeah, it's just not.
It was like, well, I don't know if you're old enough to remember like Muscle and Fitness magazine back when you had to buy magazines.
No, I don't remember this.
Every cover always had the same thing. It was always cannonball shoulders, 6-pack abs, and like easy 6-pack abs, none of this difficult stuff. And then ways to build cannonball arms. It was always the same 3 articles. And then something about your chest development, but it was just like rehashed every time. It's almost like when you go to church and they keep repeating the same mantra, and so you get like that comfort out of it. Which I don't like equating Red Pill podcast to religion, but
I mean, a lot of people treat it like it. So,
dude,
yeah, it's like,
yeah, they're called Somalians.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's just, yeah. I mean, we could thank Fit and Fag for that. You know, just
Alu Mazar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm angry. Well, I'm not angry anymore, but I was angry. And then Brett C1649, $10 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. Ryan, in America, the saying is, no matter who you vote for, all you get is John McCain. What's the equivalent in Canada? That's an easy one. You get a red Tory, or we would say an Aaron O'Toole. If you guys don't know what, Tory is conservative. It's just an old timey term for it. And a red Tory is one, they say it's somebody who's socially conservative and fiscally liberal, but it's essentially, what do you guys call them? Not rhinos, but the ones where they lose with dignity. It's that.
Oh, beautiful losers.
Yeah, beautiful losers. That's exactly what the red Tories are. And the last 3 elections, the first one was this guy named Scheer. He's like a super religious guy, 6 kids, and then does the same thing Pierre did. I'm conservative this, taxes down, free market this, no more terrorists that. And then as soon as they get in the position where they have to run for the main thing, they switch over to run as a liberal because like, I want to appeal to the liberals. You mean the people calling you Nazis? You think they're going to be swayed? Yeah. It's like, no.
That's the thing, man. It's like this House conservative thing is like when you release this like Jacobin level violence, French Revolution shit that is going on the left right now. They're not going to spare you, dude. No. There's just no limiting mechanism that comes from these people. So,
and even if it's just rhetorical, it's like functionally the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to be socially or opportunity murdered from your job, but it's like functionally the same.
Yeah.
Just the guillotine here is calling you a Nazi. So anyways, yeah, so he lost that one. And then the next guy in was this guy, Aaron O'Toole, which is like the heckin' yike or all shucks conservatives, we call them. I don't know if you have those.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Doug Ford is one of those too, where they're like, come on, guys, stop stabbing each other in the streets, please.
Literally the Yellowstone meme, come to life.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that is? Okay, I haven't watched the show, so I get it now.
Yeah. No,
so he ran on that, and he's tried to get on to Twitter and Substack recently. I'm not sure why, but it's so funny because there's a lot of, I guess you kind of know a lot of the people that I'm probably talking about. I don't want to mention names here, but they have Substacks and that. And they're kind of like the Old Glory Club, but for Canadians, like Dominion Society.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, I'm totally fine with it. Copy our model. Go for it, man. But yeah, I know exactly what they're doing. Yeah.
But oh my God, they will stand. It do be like that. The most raped man in Canada is this Aaron O'Toole guy. And he came in with like bootstraps and hey, you know what? Communication will solve all this problems. And they're like, you brought in 10 million.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that. There's nothing you can say. It's like Boris Johnson trying to weasel his way back into like UK politics. It's like, dude, you brought in millions of Jeets into my country. Like, just I don't care about your tax policy. Like, fuck off.
And to the extent that people don't hate him is to the extent that people just don't know him.
Yeah.
That's it. The more you learn, the more you hate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if that
totally.
answers your question, yeah. So a red Tory, an O'Toole, an aw shucks conservative, or a beautiful loser, whichever one you want to call it.
Dude, you know the thing about the beautiful losers term is it came from a famous conservative and like right-wing activist over here. This is back like we actually had like the old right like Pac Buchananites and stuff before they got ran out of the party in the 80s and the 90s because racism.
Right.
But the term came from Sam Francis. And he actually got canceled and fired from the institutions he was working for by none other than Dinesh D'Souza, who was recently in the news lately because he had an amazing ordeal civility moment where did you see like that one guy who decided he was going to go to the poop throwing fest in India?
I saw it all.
And as soon as he said that, I'm going to release this documentary, Dinesh D'Souza got all up his ass. And this is the guy for 40 years in this country, converted to Christianity, is talking about how we just need to judge people by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Conservatism is for everybody. Yeah. This guy, I worked in the Reagan White House, and I got to tell you, we got to go back to that. And, this racism and stuff, we got to cut down in our party. As soon as that happens, goes full mask off. It says, fuck you, Whitey. Why are you doing this?
Poop ropers forever.
Yeah, these my countrymen are taking over your country. We make the most money, and you have the audacity to say that these people are just throw poop. Well, these poop throwers are replacing you. It's like, wow, that's it right there, man. You've been here for how many decades? Trying to, and immediately just go full ethno-nationalist for your own people the second that, something like this is exposed about them. It's crazy.
Wasn't that the meme? Everybody's an ethno-nationalist, but for their ethno-nationalism?
Yep. And it's 100%
not since
true.
Christmas have I seen an ethno crash out like that one.
Yeah.
Did you watch the poop thrower, by the way?
I did not watch it. No.
Dude. I mean, you got to watch it for no other reason than it's not going to stay up for that long. They're going to take it down at some point.
Yeah. Well, it's like that Pajit's Exposed AI video that they made where basically like a guy went through and did like a David Attenborough AI voice over like all of India. And
the driving ones, yeah.
Well,
here's why it's brilliant.
The silent killer, the train attacks.
Yeah, this is why it's brilliant. He does that Zoomer thing where it's deadpan, super hyped. It's almost like watching a Mr. Beast video. He was never negative about it all. He was hyped. He was always asking questions very sincerely, like, I'm here to learn. He didn't say anything. None of those tricks you see where it's like they're baiting you into saying it a certain way. Like he was walking in like it was the greatest thing he'd ever seen. And he was trying his best. He's like, guy, he had to tap out at one point. He started throwing up in his hazmat suit. Which granted, he's in a hazmat suit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you watch it and there's nothing about this that would look like a hit piece. It would look no different if it was like Kalu talking about, friendship or whatever. So and this is the part I loved about it, is because he went about it so sincerely and positively, and I want to learn that any of the hate coming out of it kind of really explains the overproportion. It's like that civil rights thing where where they just wanted to be peaceful, so if the cops beat you up, it makes you look like the victim. It's kind of like that, but in reverse, and I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah. And then you actually look up the history of a lot of the civil rights things, and it was no different than like the George Floyd riots of the day. Yeah, exactly.
A little bit. It's not like they put a knife up to a pregnant lady. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Hold the fort.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just crazy. Anybody will see this, by the way. If you go on Twitter, okay, and if you say one thing negative about Indians, trust me,
dude,
like millions of them will show up in your comment section. But they always do this thing. They shift between two angles, right? It's like they cry out as they strike you. Basically, they're like they will seamlessly shift from, we are the greatest people who have ever lived in anything. All of your technology comes from Indians. You get replaced. Your economy only works because of Indians. And then they'll switch immediately to, we're super terrible. We're downtrodden. You got to let us in by the millions. It's like,
I have a meme in my meme folder of it where it's a metronome with an Indian flag on it, and it's got the two states. So one is begging for acceptance, and the other one's delusional gloating.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's amazing how often you go through threads and it'll switch between those two, like almost comment to comment.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, just scamming part of their blood. Yeah.
But here's the thing too, like I don't care about the poop festival because it's there. What I care about is
Coming
the
here.
15 Indian celebrations we have in Canada that for some reason find me an Indian ceremony that doesn't involve dumping trash. I'm not even joking. There's this one, I don't know, I think it's part of Diwali, but they have all these paper mache statues and they're like half the size of a person, and they walk them into the lake and just dunk them into the lake. And they're painted all shiny. Like, I don't know what kind of paint that is, but I'm pretty sure it's not non-toxic. And
Yeah.
they're just dumping them into the lake. And I'm like, what kind of festival is this?
Well,
So that's the stuff that gets me. I'm like, dude, poop throw all you want back in Chennai. I think people think, like, they think we're racist. We're not. We're xenophobic, technically. Which is so much better.
Yeah, well, it's well, don't you know, Ryan, that these guys, these Indians, they have secret special lightsaber Star Trek replicator technology that is hiding under the mountains and mountains of trash that are piled so high they actually need to put air traffic control beacons on top of it to make sure planes don't fly into them. Okay.
Yeah,
and if we just get these people over here by their millions where there's no trash, then they're going to give us their amazing technology. It's like that. I'm sorry, a country where half the population openly defecates in the street. No, you do not have amazing technology. You just don't.
See,
we
it
got to
sucks
the
how you never
moon
watched-
entirely by ourselves.
You never watched TED Talks, because they had some great TED Talks back in the day. There was one. Remember Anonymous when they were big and 4chan?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Indians made their own V for Vendetta mask thing, and it was basically against open defecation in the streets. So they dress up in these masks and they would try to do like awareness, and they had a big talk about it. That was like 15 years ago that they were still having this problem.
Yeah, it's worked
But
out.
you've heard of ISAT?
Yeah.
That's kind of what's going on here. Where you're like, these are lies. Obviously, they're lies, and yes, they're lies. If you guys don't know, I have a Substack on it. I'll put the link on it because I don't want to explain the whole thing. But it's this weird subcontinental version of saving face and honor culture that they have there, which it's treating reputation like a zero-sum game, like a currency to be traded. And all the stuff you're seeing that makes no sense and seems disgusting, and why would they do it this way? It kind of makes sense when you understand the concept. And I kind of stole this off a Kiwi Farms post, but I'm like, this is too good. I'm not gonna lose this in a forum somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the video about the poop festival, where it's kind of like, yeah, we're doing all this bad stuff, but you're the bad man for making me look bad by showing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which I'm fine with, because that's out of all the things that are incompatible with Western civilization. Americans have problems with Canadians, vice versa, whatever. The one thing we all kind of agree on is not lying to save face, or treating that as a bad thing. Like honesty is, even if we aren't honest, we at least treat dishonesty as a bad thing, and they just don't.
Yeah, they just don't care, man.
And I get the
just
Indian class system.
cheat on everything.
Do you know, I have a bunch of friends here from Brampton. I've visited them recently. One of their kids had a birthday party, and I understand the case system. They are the waspiest people you'll ever meet. I'm like, seriously, it's almost like the one chick, she was talking to me about, I only drink champagne from France now, which is such like a aspirational wasp thing to say.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to see, she's on a roll, so I didn't want to say nothing about, all champagne's from, like, I don't want to be the Redditor here, but I get it. Like, she's trying really hard. And another one of them, like, they don't eat curry because they never want to smell like curry out in public. It's like that kind of,
Wow.
like how Americans had Germans. They treated Germans so bad that the Germans basically Americanized within a generation. It's like that. And those are the racist ones. They hate this so much.
Yeah. Well, they damn well should. It's like nobody asked for this. Well, it's like we're supposed to be living in a democracy, right? Where the people actually have like some semblance of like control over what their politicians do. And
we are. You're supposed to be a republic, goddammit.
Yeah. And it's just everywhere across the entire West, it's the same thing. We're just gonna import infinity jeets to prop up our fake economy that is held up by low interest rates, and soaring housing prices, and we just don't care. Nobody asked for this. Line go up, GDP.
That's the thing, though. Like, line goes up, sure. It's almost like autism. Like, line's going up, but the quality of life isn't going up. Like, anything you can measure is not going up, but just that one line on the one graph. And that's what gets me.
Yeah, it's just everything is going down to the lowest common denominator. And it's kind of like, how people always like back in like Gamergate and stuff, or like these like movie guys are complaining about like the quality of that stuff too. And It's all interconnected, man.
It's all across the board.
Yeah, everything is just declining. Everything, no matter where you go. Well, the cars are worse than they used to be. The video games are worse than they used to be. The movies are worse than they used to be. Just
houses are worse than they used to be.
Yeah, just absolutely everything. You're just getting fleeced everywhere you go, man. It's just because everything is just becoming this like one global soup. And
competency crisis.
Yeah.
I think it's part of it. I mean, there's a feedback loop, and I get we're oversimplifying this, guys, and I get we're kind of being a little xenophobic, but I mean, it's not wrong. Is Hawk said anything wrong? And if he did, was he actually wrong, or was it just like you missed one detail?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's like you're mean. It's just...
Which at this point I'm fine with. Heck, my one buddy, I went back home. He's retired from the military now, and he wanted to join politics, which is adorable, by the way. If you want to, small background for this: in Canada, the voting starts at the same time, but every time zone has to go. So there's so many seats in Eastern Canada that often the election is decided before you hit Winnipeg. So if you want to be a conservative in BC, that's almost kind of like a relegated to not mattering. Because by the time it gets to your riding, the election's over, man.
Interesting.
But yeah, I feel
but it's the total opposite here in the States. We have elections that go for 3 weeks because they find like votes under the floorboards. You know,
my God, man. And there's like that's so obviously dishonest. Like they know we're lying, we know we're lying, but they're still lying. You know that communist line about that?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no way there's anybody who can honestly sell that. It's not sellable.
No. It's just...
People used to handle these with paper ballots in like 8 hours in New York City in a snowstorm. And you're telling me they can't handle 2,000? Like, no, man.
Yeah. It's just
I get it.
Obvious, open, naked corruption. No, which, yeah. My heckin' video games. Yeah. Dave's doing
awesome.
Good work though. Yeah. Ever go watch Dave's stuff.
Well, that's why I like this stuff. I like that Nuke and Jack are talking Red Pill, and I like that you got John Douglas talking about the books going downhill, and I like how you got Dave talking about the games going, because it's like everywhere. So you kind of just have to have it's almost like a unified front where everybody's talking towards the same direction, but from a different niche.
Yeah, and everyone's just reaching the same conclusion, which is nice on like a. It's nice on a political front in the sense of everybody just understands that the system is completely broken and destroyed. And you know, I find way more common ground with like Zoran Mamdani type characters, like these kinds of leftists who just want to I understand why young kids just are like full bore socialists. I get it because it's like, yeah, the system fucking sucks and it's rigged against all of us, you know, and so it should be destroyed. I don't agree with their solutions because they're all just going to make it worse, obviously, but at least they're directionally correct in the sense of we got to tear this shit down, man. This is not working. So
dude, it's such the stone toss meme about the tug of war.
Yeah.
Conservatives and communists are sitting there, huh?
Yeah.
On the other side, it's Conservative Party, Liberal Party, and AIPAC. What?
Yeah. It's like, Uniparty pulling this way, you know, and it's just so like nakedly obvious when you see like some of these shills that come out for certain things, like this Douglas Murray character, is just going to go to bat for Israel for some reason for just like forever, or like it's just so bad. It must just look like so terrible for everyone else on like the West, everyone else on the world stage, just seeing American politicians all just go over there and kiss the wall. It's like, man, oh man, how can anyone not say that this country is just completely controlled by foreign actors?
Yeah, well, that stuff doesn't really make it across the pond or across the border.
It doesn't.
We never see the AIPAC stuff here.
Well, they just don't do it anywhere else. They just know where the center of power is, and like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go over here. I mean, they got their power in Hollywood, because again, we gotta have like a Holabunga movie every single year. Just gotta.
Well, a lot of what happens here is they'll just. And I've seen it now. I've seen the boomer parents watching 3 hours of CNN every night. Like, oh my God, we have Fox News parents here, but they're on CBC.
Yeah.
And I watched it a bit, and I just get angry because I realize they build up this whole storytelling again. They build up the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then from within that universe, there's stories that are just completely false, but make sense within that universe. So you can't even argue it with them because you can be like, It's almost like that Putin answer when he was talking with Tucker, where they're like, well, so why'd you do this? And he's like, well, in 1563, but you have to do a lesson on basic civics at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, and they hate Trump. But every reason that they hate Trump is the exact same reasons that Carney is like the same way our guy is governing now. But they kind of have this, they're projecting that onto Trump. So the bad man's doing it, which is bad.
Yeah. You see this like the same way when okay, so you watch like MSNBC, right? And it spews over perfectly into like the memes that these people make about Trump all the time. It's always They always go to like the disgust thing is what they do, because it's like one of the strongest emotions you could feel. So they're always talking about he's ugly, he's terrible, he's disgusting, gross. It's none of like the policy stuff, because it just gets to your lizard brain. And this is why like these people show up and they got like pictures like Trump in like diapers or something. Like this is like, what the fuck is this? Like this is just like very, very childish. But no, actually it's like that's just the programming. That's just how it works. Well, so there's no way you can actually, it's like the same thing like the poop throwing thing. You show people pictures of that and they're just something like innate in them. It's just going to be, repulsed by it. It's the same thing.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. I remember when they were talking about fighting the Kamala campaign, and it happened here afterwards too, where they said the hard part about attacking the Democratic platform is that just by speaking honestly on it, nobody believes you. Which we have that here too now, where a lot of the time, like you just explain what your government is doing in flat terms, no emotion, no hyperbole, whatever. And people just don't believe that that's possible. Like there's no way that the Supreme Court just gave up private property rights and sovereignty. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
well, it's the
you
same
can read
thing.
it. It's right there.
Yeah. It's kind of like what you were just talking about too, when you were giving the summary to the audience about how, is Hawk wrong? He might have gotten one like kind of tiny little thing wrong, but it's all directionally correct. This is the same thing where basically like the lefties, all they can do at this point, because obviously like the system is just breaking apart at the seams everywhere you go. The only way they can argue is if they find like one thing that somebody said that is like factually incorrect in some way and just hyper focus on that.
Such a Redditor thing.
Yeah, it is. It
is.
They
get you the typo at the end of your thing.
Exactly. And the way they do this the most is when people talk about mass immigration, because like the average Joe on the street just understands that he's being demographically replaced in his own country, and he realizes that where I grew up is now 90% Indian and it was 90% white when just like 20 years ago. This is clearly not right. The average person just cannot understand the level of betrayal that has been thrust upon them by all of their governments, that they just assume this must have been done illegally. And it's like, well, no, actually, all these migrants, they're here primarily through legal means, quote unquote legal, right? And so like when the lefty comes up and says, well, actually, none of these people are illegal. They were let here illegally. It's like, motherfucker, who cares?
Well, Ellie was doing that. Ellie, she was talking about she wants illegals out of here. And I was like nicely, because I like her. I'm like, hey, so if the illegal aliens are the problem, then just do amnesty. Solves the problem, right? And it's like, well, it doesn't. Well, then maybe the issue is not illegal immigrants then. And I think a lot of people just have it framed that way in their head. Yeah, they just want the rules to matter, not realizing like they just changed the rules.
Exactly. This is why it was like such a kill shot when Trump during the campaign, 16 months ago was talking about eating the cats and eating the dogs, which is like number one, that is true. But number two, that also just forces the fact that like, no, the Biden administration literally just declared all these people are legal migrants and we're going to drop them in by the hundreds of thousands in small town Ohio. It's like that. There was nothing illegal about that. It was just obviously immoral. These people should obviously not be here and they should obviously be deported. And then, they just fight tooth and claw to keep every one of these people here. We can import 15 million, but God forbid if we deport one of them.
I would not have believed going on to TikTok and seeing like e-girls doing that cats and dogs, eating the cats and dogs dance. I was like, holy crap. How did it cross over into like progressive e-girl titty dancing? That's right there. I just thought, yeah.
I just think like, this is why like it requires an entire lifetime of propaganda basically to get you to this position where it's like the heat map thing, with the lefties, they have like outgroup preference. It just requires that level of indoctrination just to get you to that point. And
see, I love every time Americans do something, Canada has one, they had it just as bad 10 years prior. Yeah. The perfect example is your Trump one about the eating the dogs and the cats. With the Indians here, so I don't know if you guys know much about conservation, but like we're losing a lot of salmon because of overfishing. So we're really hardcore on like keeping the spawning season is like don't touch a fish in spawning season. Indians are going down to the rivers in nets, just scooping them all up. And then what they do is they know fisheries is coming by to check on them. So they keep moving and they hide them in plastic bags so that if they do get confiscated, that they can go back and steal some of the other ones. And so they're essentially decimating our fish population until a bunch of fishermen were on TikTok and they would just go down and they would catch them and start these like fights. It's the same thing as the dog, because it's all, I think you are big on conservation.
Oh yeah, there's this huge thing. There's a huge thing going on right now where these Indians are just breaking all the hunting regulations. They come over here, they just go into the woods with like their SKSs or their AKs or whatever, and just blow up everything in sight. Well, they're like, oh wow, you mean like these 4-legged things that walk in my backyard, Bambi? I could just shoot it and eat it. Yeah, let's go. It's like no concept of fair chase, no concept of maybe I should
the commons.
yeah. It's like, maybe I should wait and let that, button buck, grow in like the next couple of years, so he's like a nice, 8-pointer, and then maybe I'll shoot it. It's like, nope, we're just going to blow it all away and shoot it instantly. It's the same thing with like Costco, because like the marginal like rate per item is like 5 cents cheaper. So we just have to show up in our millions, like fucking flood from Halo. And it's just,
that's what got Nuke on board with me. He used to say like, "Oh, Ryan's just complaining too much," until finally he went to Costco in Texas and he's like, "Oh, I get it, man." I've never laughed so hard in my life. It's the funniest joke Nuke has ever told me. But yeah, it's crazy too, because there's like a few Costcos. We go to the one here and I literally see the refugee Costco, and it's like a souk and Chennai, and I'm not even joking. The only thing that's missing is a cow lying down in the middle of the aisles for some reason.
No.
I've been to Chennai, so I'm not even saying this to be like it's what it was there.
Just no queuing, no nothing.
Yeah. Oh, and so I'm gonna jump back. So with the 2 National Guardsmen you guys got shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were shot by, what was it, Afghani refugees that took back after the war?
Yeah.
Canada, 2014. Corporal Soreo. I think that's pronouncing it right. Anyways, some Montreal migrant from Syria, I think it was, came, shot him during like Remembrance Day when he was standing as like our version of the what's that graveyard you guys have that's very important?
Arlington.
Tomb of the Last Soldier or whatever.
Oh yeah. Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and then Arlington National Cemetery. Yeah.
So yeah, we had him standing guard in our version of that in Ottawa, shot him, and then ran into Parliament with a gun. All of a sudden, and it was like the January 6th nightmare, but it actually happened there. What happened is our guy who plays the Royal Guard, they have like the big ceremonial like cudgel and whatever. He ran into his desk, pulled out a pistol, pulled a John McClane diving out from a pillar, shot this guy who was basically going in to start shooting out Parliament. And it was like weird how that kind of disappeared so quickly. He was like a national hero for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've never even heard about this.
But it's the same thing. National, like a military guy in dress uniform in the middle of the center of the country got shot. The guy charged into Parliament, and then they still. So when I see America having it happen, you guys are like, how can this happen? I'm like, oh, it can happen. And they sent that guy off to be like an ambassador, guard, like the head of security for the Ireland ambassador. So it's one of those like congratulation promotions, like get out of our sight.
Yeah.
Of course, he ended up choking a guy there for attacking the ambassador, and then he got fired, which kind of sucks because he's basically done his job twice, and he got rewarded the first time and punished the second time.
Yeah, of course.
But every time I see you guys talk about like this is the worst I've ever seen, and I go, man, I miss when that was the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's just, and this is why like it's just so frustrating when you're seeing like the stuff that's going on right now. I mean, I do have to give like a little bit of credit. Like in this last week, it appears that after the last the previous 8 weeks were just so bad all the way across the board for the Trump team. There's just nothing good coming out. It was just pissing on people and calling it rain. Here's your 50-year mortgage, guys, so you can get involved in usury literally for forever. That's going to get you into the housing market. But now, like in this last week, they finally decided, we actually kind of need to get the base back on side. So at least we need to start throwing some signals like their way at least a little bit. So I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe we're back on we're so back, it's so over, Dharma wheel. We'll see what happens on that front. But
it just makes me so cynical that it's like it's more pandering. Like, you're telling me what I want to hear. I don't want to hear anything. I want you to do your job.
Exactly. Everyone is just crying out for someone to just cut this Gordian knot and just get it over with. And there are 2 fix everything switches over here, and they just refuse to do it. And the 2 switches are arrest all these activist judges that are holding up the administration, and mass deportations. And they're just signaling like a little bit on these certain things. It's like, oh, we got to get rid of all these illegals. It's like, listen, it's amazing. For the first time in my entire life, the United States has had illegal immigration at less than 10,000 people, this year, which is like fucking crazy, because it was like literally millions my entire life, and they literally just like snapped their fingers. It's like, oh yeah, we can just close the fucking border. It is that easy, bro.
It's like California when Emperor Pooh Bear wanted to come for a visit, then they solved the homeless problem overnight.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you can just do things, and this is why people are like, okay, I don't want to be replaced by Indians. I don't care if they're here legally. Get the fuck out. I would like to be able to afford a home, mass deport 100 million people. I don't care if your boomer property values are going to dip. I don't care if your stock market's going to crash. I would like to live in a real country.
Yeah.
And
well, even they said then the Arab Spring, that was the whole reason the Arab Spring started. Like the idea that if guys can't see a path, it's not even necessarily you're guaranteed a win, but at least if you can see a path to get there, that's all it takes. As soon as they lose that hope that there's a path, that's when boogaloos happen. And at least Canada's there. But I'll do the super chats and then we'll switch to the boogaloo part. Brett, oh dear. Brett, C1649. 1 sec. I'm on StreamYard now. But you did the $5 super chat. So
the meme, they're very good. This is really, they've taken it.
True Alpha
Named Ryan Stone.
It says, ask Murphy about the article he wrote, cuckolding his wife. Clear up the cuck article. Clear up the cuck article.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
If I wasn't prepared to literally impoverish his entire bloodline,
I am now concerned for my career.
And I still recommend clear up the cuck article.
You know what? Fuck you for bringing this up. Yeah. Fuck you. Heartfelt.
I'm not going to have those guys back on my channel again. Absolutely not.
Just use a little bit of fucking common sense.
It is just...
That's great. You should.
Fuck you.
Sorry, apologies.
Just keep going, dude. One foot in between the other. Before you know it, this will all be in the rearview mirror. Fuck you.
how many years I still laugh. Every
classic.
I vote for India to be sanctioned until they stop scamming. What we got is mandatory H-1B visas, but I can still cook a perfect scrambled egg. I mean, it's technically not scamming to them. It's like, well, if you fell for it, it's your own fault, which that's ISAT.
Mm-hmm.
And then good to see a stream hosted by a real American and a real Canadian, a real NAFTA I can be back, or I can back, sort of. To be fair, this isn't a very good NAFTA because we haven't screwed the middle class yet by being on this cast.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, they Detroited my hometown with NAFTA. I remember watching it go from like loggers and having good fun and making money to like cocaine, and then when the jobs dried up to crack, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I know more about crack than Ed Lattimore. I'm just saying. He's from the ghetto in Philly.
How is Ed? Is he still
his
doing
book?
his
He just launched his new book, and it's crushing it. Like, it's doing really well.
Good for him.
I don't want to say the numbers, but I mean, twice as good as my best book so far. So
Really?
I'm happy for him.
Wow. Wow. Good for him. Yeah. I know,
So, and he's the same as us, where he just kind of like or I guess same as me, where he wants to make his money. He doesn't have any dreams of being like the Andrew Tate of any particular sphere. He's just like, I want this to be a good career, a solid career, and I don't want to be a lol cow in 5 years.
Yeah,
which
dude,
I'm like,
it's
awesome.
Dude, it's amazing. Like I'm just like completely out of the loop in like the entire broader scene. Basically, I have no idea what's going on with Fit and Fag. I have no idea what Dad is up to. I've got no clue like Tate's or anybody. I'm completely clueless. You could tell me anything and I would believe it at this point. I just have no idea.
I think it's just that everybody's over it now, and so they're probably it's like Andy Worski. What's he up to now? I don't know, but back in the day he was the biggest thing. I think it's there in that part of it.
Yeah.
Because all I know is that the Tate and them got the charges supposedly dropped. but I don't know if there's going to be like a lawsuit or anything. And then Myron, I think he's trying to be like Turning Point USA for Ohio, wink wink. But I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And then Rolo, he had a thing. I don't want to get the name of what he had going on with him wrong, but it was one of those things that could either be like deathly serious or easily treatable. So he's good, thank God.
Oh wow, really? Huh.
Yeah.
I hope he's good. I mean,
oh yeah, no, he's good. I was like, dude, we're losing too many red pilled podcasters.
Yeah. I mean, like, listen. I mean, we make jokes and stuff, but listen, like the guy has done genuinely like really good work. And like we can make jokes and everything like that, but it comes from a place of love. Well,
it's exactly like Charlie Kirk, where I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff, but if I had to pick between him and the people who shot him, I'm definitely on Team Kirk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, it's like I think I remember like when I was on here last time, I was kind of making reference to this. I don't want to say like post red pill because it's not exactly the right word for it, man. But it's just
it kind of is though.
I guess, but like I think the implication by using that is that you've it's like, oh, I found something better. Is like kind of like the implication. Well, I think it's like, oh, well, I've moved beyond this because like I put away childish things, like kind of deal. But it's not really that. It's like, well, it's
like graduating from high school.
Yeah. It's like I got what I needed out of it.
Yeah.
So I don't need to stick around here, and
you got Carled.
Yeah. I mean, I've me and my girl are happy. So I mean, that's basically it.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. Everybody keeps like, I get it because I've been here for forever, but I'm not. I was past all of it before I started.
Yeah.
Everybody's supposed to be past all of it. I'm supposed to be here like annoyed that the place is empty. Turn off the lights when I leave. I want to be the janitor. But yeah, you're over it. And it's fine. Because once you understand it and once you internalize things and you get it, it's not supposed to be like a big... Like, it's not like Jesus where Jesus has to accompany your whole life.
Yeah, totally. It's like, I don't even really like, I don't even really do much like shitting on like the Whammon, even like a performative way, like on Twitter anymore, really. It's just like, I mean, and I don't want to like be that meme, that thing, it's like the, it's like, oh yeah, guy gets a girl, he's like, no, not really doing this anymore. It's just, do we have to talk about like the same thing, like for the 15th time?
I agree. I do some, but I really try my best, and I don't know how good I do it, to at least make it funny and something new. Although, because I'm tired, boss is my meme.
Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, I occasionally I will do it, and normally it just relates to like making fun of some female politician. I mean, my biggest tweet is just something so simple as that fucking bitch Nancy Mace, who the front half of the year just totally had to make everything about her. She has.
Oh, is she the one with the sex tape?
Yeah, she's the one who. It's just like everything all put together, like why we say women should be in politics. It's like, yeah, I'm going to hold an emergency meeting on the House to talk about revenge porn, and I'm going to show my own sex tape, but I'm just going to blur out all of like the good parts for people. And then all the take is just like,
not since Trump coin have I seen a rug pull that strong.
Yeah, pretty much. And
at least with Bober or whoever, they showed the hand job. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there we go. Jack in the chat is saying it. Yeah, show them already. And that's like the number one tweet of the year. Like over 10 million interactions and views and stuff. It's just something as simple as, I'm sick of you taking your fucking selfies with your boobs taking up 3/4 of the fucking screen. All right.
To be fair, those are the Whammon ain't shit ones that get me laughing now. The guys that were kind of like the jaded cop version of that, where it's like, just show them. Come on.
Yeah.
It's like a howling mutant version of misogyny. I think I speak for everyone when I always say, let's see this. But wasn't that the big quest now? There's like the three. There was Bober kind of tested the waters with the hand job in the movie theater. And then the trad conservative types were like, I'm going to breastfeed at work in front of Congress. And then the third one's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have sex.
She's like a lefty from New York or something. That chick who was breastfeeding. But then we got like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who like earlier, I think it was like 2 years ago.
She's the thirst trap one that always shoots things in a helicopter and a halter top, isn't she?
No,
Or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, that was that's Kristi Noem, who's the yeah, I know. See, it's like, oh no, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. There's not a single good female politician, none. There's Nancy Pelosi, who's got her face filled with so much Botox. It's like, she looks like it's like that old Bill Burr joke. She looks like a 27-year-old lizard.
Oh yeah,
that's Nancy Pelosi.
I feel a little bad for her though, that her husband and her gay lover had that Obama choking at the lake incident. That kind of sucked.
Yeah, he was attacked with a hammer. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, but so Marjorie Taylor Greene, like 2 or 3 years ago or something, left her husband. She was having threesomes with her yoga instructor, so that got exposed. But now she got like pushed out of the Trump coalition because she said naughty words about the democracy in the Middle East we're not allowed to talk about. So she gets kicked out, decides she's going to give up her seat. But in the process, because the rest of, the actual like conservative people who want to win were dogging her for it. It's like, okay, so you're just going to give up your seat when we have a very thin majority in the House, and you're basically just doing this for selfish reasons. And she's like, wow, look at the misogyny going on here, thinking a woman should be working. This is like, what, you want me back in the kitchen? It's like, wow, okay.
That's awesome.
It's just, wow.
Just went for it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, just, again, literally doing the thing.
Hey, this is the first time you guys did it before us. We just had a guy moved, like, do you guys cross the aisle there? Probably not, but where they are like, I'm not a conservative anymore, I'm a liberal. Do they do that there?
They do it, but it's very, very rare.
We just had 2.
No,
they're pushing, and the liberals almost got a majority now. They're literally just like, we didn't win the election, so we'll just steal enough MPs so we can get a majority.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's only happened once in the previous like 5 or 6 election cycles, and it was one guy who switched from a Democrat to being a Republican. So it's very, very rare. Yeah, it doesn't really happen. Mostly because like on the Democrat side of things, they're an actual political party, so they'll just like literally destroy you if you do that kind of stuff. And on the Republican side, everyone's just, again, content with their grift, basically. So,
well, yeah. I guess that's one thing. You guys finally starting to do, or yeah, you guys are showing Canadians how it's done. Just leave your seat and quit your job and switch to the other team. It's fine. I feel bad, man. I would honestly feel bad if, well, my guy technically was a liberal, and then he switched to independent, but that was because they had a Me Too accusation against him. It was BS, but
wonderful.
But then, like, you see him start. He was on Twitter there because he wasn't running because he didn't have any funds for it. But it was actually funny because he was kind of based, family man, and he was Asian, but he was like good Asian.
Yeah.
Like, he was from Canada. He wasn't from Asia, which I'm like, thank God, at least somebody who's born here can run for office. That's such a.
At least somebody.
You guys really did
someone who's not a spy.
Like, yeah, where you're like, you can't run for president with like dual citizenship. You guys got that down pat. We don't have that.
The thing is, though, is that the other problem, they didn't go far enough because we actually have a huge contingency of judges, senators, and representatives who were born in foreign countries but are now, they've like since given up their like previous citizenship. But we have like a lot of Indians who were born in India. There's this one guy, Shriv Thanadar, who's a representative from Detroit right now.
My furniture's floating again.
Yeah, exactly. Star Wars name. But the guy just can barely speak English, and all he does is spend every day calling everyone racist and trying to put in impeachment injunctions against the Trump administration. You're just like, the Donald Trump administration does not respect our democracy. It's like, motherfucker, you can't even speak the language. You're talking about democracy. Get the fuck out of here.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, does he respect?
They're just so brazen. Rights? They're just so brazen, dude. It's.
I know. Well, which kind of that's the part that depresses me, where it's like, if you can be this open and brazen about it and nothing happens, this is clearly like women won the gender war, but whatever globalist thing you want to talk about now, and that's.
Yeah, I mean, eventually we'll come back. Just like.
Well, you guys have that one beautiful thing that everybody doesn't really think about, but you are armed.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, push comes to shove.
And
I hope it never goes there, but it could.
No, I mean, I've kind of become like really sour about this. Maybe this is just like me, being in like the position, and everybody else in like the Western hemisphere who's had like all their guns taken away from them at this point. They're looking at us like, like the grass is greener over there. I mean, the thing that kind of gets me is I'm basically at the position at this point where the Second Amendment is really only good for stopping Jamal from stealing your bike. And other than that,
wait, it can do that? We don't have that.
Yeah, but it's clearly just not been shown to limit the power of the state in any way. And like people are always saying, oh, well, eventually it's going to go off and like the right wing's going to win because we have all the guns. It's like, really, dude? I mean, they've ethnically replaced us in our own country, stolen trillions of our dollars and given it to the third world. They had COVID, they shut down the whole thing. It's like, when is this going to go off, dude? It's like, if it's not here, then when? And then also you have the combination of like the Kyle Rittenhouse case and Daniel Penny and Ahmaud Arbery and all these other like cases where
was he the jogger, the Ahmaud Arbery guy?
Yeah, he was the jogger who was stealing shit, and two good old boys chased him down in a truck and shot him. And it's like, okay, well, this is why we had lynchings for a reason, but it's like, like look in the actual history. So it's like, okay, so you can't defend yourself because if it's like recorded on camera, basically you're just going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars through like lawyer fees and stuff like that,
which the process is the punishment at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they're doing here.
Exactly.
We don't have double jeopardy here.
Really?
I found this out because there was a guy in Alberta who did that. He had a shotgun. Somebody was stealing his truck, went out there. Guy turned around, had like a tire iron or something. He thought it was a gun. He shot him. And so they arrested him. They charged him. He went through, and then what they do is they do a Crown appeal, but it's essentially a retrial. 4 times until he ran out of money, and now he was in jail for 8 years. For manslaughter or something like that. I was just like,
unbelievable. Jesus. Yeah. So, I still think people should have them. I still think people should be armed. I still think people should train. It's obviously like a good thing to have because, again, I like living in a state where the law is castle doctrine and it's expanded so much to include any of your private property. So literally in this state, which is just so wonderful, if somebody was to walk outside and touch my truck and I think they're doing it with malicious intent, I can just blow them away. It's totally within my right to do it, which is really cool and really awesome. And people should have that. But at the same time, just be aware that if somebody catches you on like a security camera doing it or something, or if you like scream like an N-bomb while doing it, you're just going to go to jail. So
it does seem, it's almost like the military rule. Whatever you do, if you get caught, if you get on the news for it, it's going to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't get on the news for doing it.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I guess it is nice
to do things too, right? It's like, I don't like your tone.
I know. It's like,
I don't like your tone. You shot him, but did you have to be so mean about it?
Yeah,
it's
really.
Like, what?
No. Yeah, it's nuts. Well, it's like that was like I'm sure like there's a lot of other Americans that will like kind of know this in the audience, but it was like kind of like a hush hush kind of thing. But back in the day, this was kind of when this was like first like starting to pop off, all this like processes the punishment kind of shit where they're like going to prosecute people for these defense situations. Right. Like the meme throughout like the entire like gun community basically was, it's like, if you shoot somebody, make sure he's dead, because like you don't want to get sued, by the guy afterwards, and so that like started being the thing where it was going around, just like in the broader gun community, but obviously like Wayne LaPierre at the NRA isn't going to say this, right? But everyone was like, kind of hush hush talking about it, like in your local gun store. It's like, yeah, if you're in a self-defense situation, just mag dump him, make sure he's not coming back.
Well, yeah, because I remember that was the whole, like everybody was talking about shoot him in the leg or do warning shots, to which is like legally the stupidest thing ever. Because if you can use a warning shot, you could have escaped. So if you don't have to use deadly force, why are you using deadly force? And same thing with the leg shot. If you could shoot him on the leg, first off, it's hard.
Yeah.
And secondly, if you could shoot him in the leg, then why did you have to shoot him at all?
Mm-hmm.
If it's not deadly force, it's not deadly force. So I almost kind of like legally, it's really sound advice, even though if it is kind of hush hush.
Yeah. The other thing too is like this nonsense where people say, oh, you're going to fire off like a warning shot in the air. Like, again, we were talking about how people just get their information from like fiction and everything in movies. It's like, dude, you literally get arrested for desk popping and stuff like that, because believe it or not, gravity is a thing and that bolt's going to come down somewhere. And there are multiple cases, you can literally just like Google these every year where somebody just gets struck as what is basically a 90-degree angle, bullet flying from the sky and hitting somebody. It happens every year, dude. And
brandishing is a law too, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing too. Yeah, that's the
thing.
Is
you're
like
firing a warning shot, you're probably brandishing, which means you didn't need to, otherwise you would have been shooting.
that's like what's so ridiculous too. It's like, okay, man, again, dude, things from fiction. It's like the Wild Wild West. It's like, dude, the Wild West. When you there's like this.
That was the
great
original
book.
Marvel universe.
Yeah,
The Wild
it's
West.
like there's this book that was written. It's like the Not So Wild West, and they were comparing crime rates from like the American frontier out west to like the crime rates of all of our inner cities today. And take a guess, It's everybody's walking around with guns. One of the safest times in American history. It's like, well, everyone was just walking around shooting each other because the guy made a pass at his woman and was cheating at cards. So we're gonna go shoot him at sundown. And it's like, no, man, it was remarkably.
Yeah, there was so
peaceful
few
time.
shootouts that they've made like 50 movies. The OK Corral, and I think there was one other one. Wasn't there only like 2 proper shootouts in American history?
Yeah,
that way?
and only like 2 people died, and then you go and watch like Tombstone, and like they're just wasting like 15 guys left and right.
Yeah,
it's like 2 people got shot, and like one of them died, and like that was the OK Corral shootout.
Drives me. Canada used to be so much better, man. We used to have ads about like don't believe everything you see on TV. Like if you're a Canadian in the audience, you remember this. Do you guys remember the House Hippo? It's great. You can look it up on YouTube now. There was this documentary, David Attenborough style, came out in the 90s talking about the House Hippo and how the House Hippo lives and how he lives in the sink and the stuff like that. And then the point of the ad was like, don't believe everything you see on TV. And it was really convincing. It's just so funny now how now we're like, yeah, here's about the House Hippo. It's racist. And you're like, what the hell?
No,
We
it's
used to have
crazy.
the best PSAs, man. Hockey dads, bullying. The hockey dad one is the funniest. If you ever see this, it's some kids like it's about parents who go to like hockey games. I guess it's the same as like football dads that like fight the referees.
Oh, yeah.
And in the one, the kids are playing hide and seek, and then the dad comes out, sees the kid behind a bush, starts yelling at him. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then he goes to an open manhole cover. It's like, "You get in there. That's how you hide." And it was like, "Stop bullying people on the ice."
That's amazing.
Yeah, that place is gone now. It's gone.
Huh. And now everyone over like the age of 40 is just being completely one shot by AI videos.
Oh man.
Yeah. I hope and pray that the AI bubble burst is bigger than the .com bubble burst, and I hope it comes quickly because
I am just biggest bubble.
I am so sick of this shit already. Well, it's number one. I don't agree with your like technocratic, UBI future that everything's going to be all fluffy bunnies and rainbows. It all seems like bullshit to me. I mean, I've been playing around with the AI, throughout like the last year, particularly with my job. Chad Elkins and I talk about this a bunch. It's like basically all it does, it could do like the math work for you, but anything like beyond that, it's just completely incapable of doing it. And it's like, and it's like, okay, we have to make sure that we spend trillions upon trillions of dollars and set up all these solar panel farms and upgrade all of our technology in order to fund these giant ass, data centers and everything. Because if we don't, the Chinese are just going to take us over with Skynet. It's like, I don't fucking believe you, dude. I don't. So I hope this bubble
the Chinese
pops
just
and you're
stole
all out
all
of the
the
job.
tech anyway, didn't they? And made a cheaper version.
yeah. Same shit as they always do. Oh.
But I agree. I mean, I use it in my Orion channel. I like having the Don LaFontaine movie guy voice, but I mean that's a fairly limited. But you're right. People are using it for shit and it's at the point where I'm kind of like, it takes me a second to click in. I'm like, oh, dude, my parents are fucked.
The other thing, I think the other thing too about it is once it kind of gets to that point where all like the dude bros, and I even see like boomer guys who've been in like their businesses for like 20 plus years kind of are all talking about like how AI is going to change their business. It's like, dude, you literally work in like the trades and you move around like various, like freight and everything. How's AI really going to like change this stuff around for you and everything? But it's like kind of just reached the point of like marketing, like Theranos level of, inflation of stuff. It's like, oh, it's going to be the next big thing. It's going to change everything. It's like, I'm really skeptical at this point. We've been hearing this for a long time, man. But
and the things it's supposed to change, it's not changing. Like the one thing I could see it being great for is discovery for lawyers to be able to sort through a bunch of paperwork in that, or to know case law off the top of your head. That stuff I can see being useful.
It just makes up
medical
its own shit.
diagnosis. I can see it being useful.
Yeah.
Substack articles really not useful.
No.
I used to love the M dash. That's the worst part.
We're gonna make them. We're gonna write more red pill books with AI, man. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh, that fucking guy, dude. Once I saw that guy, 200 books in like 4 years. I'm like, this fucking guy, and he follows me as a paid subscriber too. I'm like, I know they're being released on like Bengal Standard Time, but I don't think AI is going to go anywhere until you guys hit another 2008 recession. Because if you guys do your stock market, isn't it true that like all the gains have been AI and the surrounding tech? Like that's it.
It's definitely like what's propping up the rest of the entire like portfolios for everybody else. Yeah, I mean, it's all just fake money that's all been it's so crazy when these people like just blatantly admit it and go mask off, right? It's like you see like some of these clips from like these dorks that somehow like find their way onto Rogan or something, and they basically just come out and flat out say, oh, the AI business is about to be destroyed, but Trump just gave us, X billions upon billions of dollars. It's like, okay, thanks, so the taxpayer has to bail you out because you're not a real industry. Shocker. Where have we heard this before? So,
and it gets so much worse too, because like there's the AI bubble in and of itself that's worth like $18,000 gazillion, which whatever. And then Nvidia has to make all the graphics card for them. So now AI is like their sole consumer. You can't buy graphic cards anymore. Yeah. And now apparently, I didn't know about the bottleneck in memory. How there's only 3 companies that build memory chips in the world.
Yeah.
And now one of them decided like, no, we're just an AI company now. No more consumer stuff.
Yeah, I mean, interestingly enough, I don't know if Dave is still listening, but this would be an interesting angle is, honestly, I think the consoles might actually come back. It looked like they were on their last legs, but it's getting so expensive to build a PC at this point. Like, honestly, people might just go back to getting Xboxes and PS5s, to be honest. So
such a Microsoft thing to win by default.
Yeah. Well, again, it's like that Bill Burr joke about I see for you guys in the audience, this is how like you conduct a conversation interview, right? It's like, oh yeah, I know Ryan likes Bill Burr, so I'm gonna bring up Bill Burr as well. This is a common
like
thing
old
that
Bill
people
Burr
have.
He brings up the first 3 specials. That's how well he's done his research.
Exactly. Anyway, like the joke he has about the Tiger tanks versus the American tanks. He's like,
oh yeah,
it's like we just McDonald's them to victory.
Yeah, the Panzers could take out 4 Americans, but there's always that 5th one over the hill.
Yeah, but we built 5. Yeah.
But I'm kind of worried when AI goes too for that same reason. So AI, it's going to get a bubble because there's too much money. Chesty and I were talking about this a couple months back or like a year ago on the podcast, where money has been so cheap and debt has been so easy that everybody has too much money and not enough stuff to throw things in. That's why old Nintendo games are $7,000 a console, or Pokemon cards are like, what's Jack's $8,000 silver Pikachu or something?
Yeah. Huh. I've thought about this for a while too, in the same way, like so boomers really like their old like history shows, like American Pickers or Pawn Stars and stuff. It's like everyone wants to have that super amazing collectible they find in the garage and stuff. But I mean, when the boomers die off, like who's gonna care about like your baseball card collection? I don't know who is. It might just like turn into one of those like Chinese things where they just like feign like wealth and class. You know, like these cases of Chinese guys, they just buy out like entire years worth of wine and they just don't even drink it. Like yeah. So it might just be that. It's like, yeah, I have Mickey Mantle baseball card. It's like, do you even know who the Yankees are? What?
Well, and I know they're going to, because hockey cards in Canada were huge. Everybody collect. My brother still has like years of collections. I remember the Mark Messier rookie card was like the biggest thing ever. They're all done. But that's the thing. That's why the used car market was shitty, because Clash for Clunkers did a number on it, but didn't destroy
Thanks, Obama.
But like that wasn't the big thing. The big thing was just everybody had cheap money, and so everybody's buying used cards to invest in, because all the big investments are taken. That's why the weirdest shit's getting invested in right now. And AI just happens to be this giant pork chop they threw in front of like these people ravenous looking for something to invest in to make money off of. And so it's like the biggest bubble in the world. It's what is it, like the Tulip Mania? We're in.
Oh yeah.
And then when they go, Nvidia's going to drop like hell, and they have all these specifically designed. They're going to have to retool their whole organization to build consumer stuff again. And then was it MicroSD, the one company that's decided to like 30% of the memory market is now gone for consumers? They're retooled for AI, and they're going to have to retool back, and they're probably going to go out of business at the end of this.
God forbid we just had an economy that was actually built on producing things, man.
I know. And this the one benefit might be vehicles, because you're right. How vehicles are like, they're cheaper than ever, but they're also shittier than ever. Because memory is cheaper, computers are cheaper, so why put knobs and dials and mechanical stuff in there? They've turned it into like a commodity product. but it's just because of financing is the only reason it works. So we lose cheap debt, we lose cheap computers, and you're going to get back to what's the Helix, that truck that everybody wants now.
Oh yeah.
That stuff's going to start. I'm hoping it makes a comeback, but it's going to be a lot of pain before it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's just no way out of our situation that doesn't involve, suffering in some manner or another. Yeah, there's just no way.
And I know for a fact that boomers are going to it'll be like the day after the last one dies.
I know. That's exactly it. I mean, and that's really, it's just what's so frustrating about it. It's, it really just is going to have to be the day of the pillow. It really is. And all of this stuff is just going to go by the wayside. All this like nonsense about how we have to care about slavery and the Halamunga and stuff. That stuff's all going to go away.
You're having your Boondocks moment.
Yeah,
I just don't care.
Yeah. It's like all this stuff about we gotta inflate all these housing prices and assets into oblivion. Nobody can have like a actual love for their own people. All these boomer memes are just going to go the wayside. The problem is definitely in the American context, and it's probably the same everywhere else because of the demographics. But I mean, America's probably going to be around 39% white within the next decade as all these boomers die off. So that comes with a bunch of its own problems as well.
Oh, really? Tell me more. Tell me what it's like to be Canada in 2007.
Yeah.
Every worst case scenario for America. I love how it's always Canada 10 years ago.
Yeah. So.
Oh wait, banks have already backed out of data center deals. Oh,
interesting. Smart.
Yeah, they're smart for them. I guess they did learn something from 2008.
Yeah. I don't know. Every day just becomes more of like that gif of Elmo and the world on fire. So
yeah.
It's like, let's go.
I mean, I understand now that idea of the Zoomer being all FOMO with their investments, like go for broke because the 10% year over year is not going to cut it.
Yeah, it's like
you
that
can't outrun inflation.
It's that financial nihilism thing, and this is why it's just so frustrating talking to boomers about this, because it's like, listen here, you guys just need to not pay for your streaming services and your avocado toast, and maybe you guys can save up an additional $500 a year. And then by the time you're age 600, you can afford to, put a down payment on a house if you guys just gave up the avocado toast. It's like, fuck
dude,
guys.
When I was at home, the in-laws are complaining about their second home's renter. And I didn't say anything. I just opt now. I feel bad because at one point I just I'm not doing this. I'm out. And I sounded really angry, but I was just like, I'm not having this conversation. I left the room, grabbed myself a beer. I felt like Archie Bunker for once in my life.
Okay.
My girl comes in, he's like, hey, you gotta be nicer. They think you hate her now. Fuck.
I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny.
Yeah. Everybody, they always talk about, my second home, how hard it is to rent because the renters just don't pay, these lazy millennials. And it's always like a Ukrainian refugee in there that doesn't get government money, or some Indian that they hired to put in there who's now learned how you can scam 6 months before an eviction and then just keep running the scam. You can live in perpetuity for free.
Yeah, it's just so unbelievable, man.
Well, it's a tone deaf thing because you can explain why that's happening, but they don't want to hear it. They just want to hear that I made the right decision. No, second home is exactly what you're supposed to do. It's like, maybe, but then you just have to, you kind of have tenancy laws that basically make it illegal to kick them out. But again, it's that same thing. If I want to explain this, I have to go back to 1896 and start talking about private property rights, and I'm not going to have. Yeah. That's why I just went out and grabbed an old Milwaukee, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's just so amazing how the better response at this point, because we've all tried it before and it's never getting anywhere because you can't. Well, this is an amazing quote from one of these people. A guy in the online space. I forget who said this, but I know the term has been repopularized by Black Pilled, who I got my issues with him, but he's like, people just turn on their television and it's like having a I don't know, how could I say this delicately? It's like having a J in your living room. It's like when you turn on the TV, and that's basically what it is, like talking to these people. And everyone has attempted to basically reach common ground with everyone. It's never working, and so everyone's kind of just came to the same conclusion that we did earlier. It's like the day of the pillow is going to have to come, which is just so wild. It's like, you know what? Do you know what's going to be easier? Death or a conversation with the boomer. Well, I guess it's just got to be death.
Yeah, we can't give you that either because like they're doing Made in Canada and it's just not doing that at all.
That's so horrible too. It's just
we
that
started
right
the same
there.
year California did, and California has done 500 euthanasias since it started in 2015. We have done 15,000.
That is just so nuts, man. I mean,
yeah,
it's like
we could talk about it for 2 hours, but I'm not gonna. But we could.
No, it's just so crazy because
they're expanding it for depression for teenagers now. They call it Made for Minors.
It's unbelievable. So it's like we're taught about all these like extreme atrocities and horrible things in history, and it all just resorts back to, or all goes back to basically anybody, anywhere, at any time who had like central power in some way or another is a big bad evilman and anti-democratic and genocidal or whatever like that. But anything that any of these people did in history is not remotely as bad as what our elites do every single day with demographic replacement in their own country and just openly murdering their own people. Whether through things like
man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, think of the just think of the food. Think about the sports ball we could watch, together as a great big group. It's such a fucking joke, dude. Like Genghis.
The food's not any good either.
Yeah, that too. And also,
there's no. I don't have a good Indian place to go to eat in Toronto.
Yeah, it's probably covered in shit everywhere. But the thing is like Japan has the solution to all of that. It's like we can read recipes.
Yeah,
it's like the best Italian food in the world is made in Tokyo.
I never thought Japan was going to be the ray of hope. What was it, 6 weeks of migration, and they started like bringing out the old the rising sun.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. Like the Japanese just actually have like a sense of honor with themselves. Like, wait a minute, this democracy is the people actually get to vote for things and get what they want. What a novel idea.
Yeah, 6 weeks of Indians. They pull out the rising sun flag. They hire Japanese Margaret Thatcher. It's like, holy Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we could be that based. Which I guess she's half Irish. But even then, I don't know all the details of it. I haven't followed it too much, but it's just so funny. Her first thing is like, yeah, we're kicking him out. That's it. Based. And there's the big joke is that she's like pushing her daddy issues onto everything, but her dad was an immigrant, so they're all cool with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess the Irish guy doing the Irish divorce, it's such like a 1940s meme.
Here's the thing, man. It's like we're all going to be poor at some point when this like crash comes flying down everyone in the entire world. But at least Japan is still going to be Japan at the end of it. Yep. And the rest of us can't say that. So.
Well, I mean, what is Canada? We're post-national. We don't. I hate to say it, but they did kind of convince me. Like, what is this country? It's a bunch of bribes.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. The American Revolution is because we bribed Quebec to stay in the Dominion. And then we had to, we got to pay for this bribe. Let's tax some tea. Like, oops. Who could have seen this coming? And that's it. So we bribed the natives to stick around. We bribed the Quebecers to stay around. Now we got migrants in. We're bribing them to stay around. They're bribing the boomers to stay around. There's no more money to bribe. Inflation is just, and that's why our inflation is so bad, because we have to bribe all of these parties that have no interest in each other to stay together. And I have a feeling that the Dominion's not going to last 10, 20 years.
No way.
And of course, then like on top of that, well, it's not really our land anyway. Enshrining that in law didn't help.
Yeah.
America, you guys will do fine though. You guys, I don't know why, but you always seem to.
Yeah. Well, again, the thing is like when this crash comes, everything's going to suck for everyone, but it's just going to suck a little bit less for Americans. And I mean,
I was like, what was your guys' inflation scare? It was so bad, but I think it was so much better than everybody else's. You guys didn't look so bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's just going to be the same thing again, and this is why, like, it's just so tough to find like a solution to it, because then there's some people who say, oh, well, and things need to get way, way worse until things get better. And it's like, dude, there's still leftists in South Africa, man. Dude, yeah. I found one guy yesterday on Twitter. I couldn't believe this, dude. Just like an open, just like in the cuck chair, basically just simping for the fact that apparently like the previous president of South Africa embezzled a shitload of money. And now like, I guess the current president of South Africa is about to embezzle a bunch more. And this guy is just some, white guy lawyer, who's just completely sitting in the cuck chair of his own replacement in his country saying we have to support these because racism. It's like,
Jesus.
It's like fucking hell, man.
You can't even be mad. It's like looking at a unicorn in a cage. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Can I touch it? No, you can't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, like, here, I'll end on positive for the audience because we're just sounding here like basically despondent. But I mean, if you don't have a lot of, like, if you're not indebted right now, if you didn't decide to take a home equity loan on a mortgage because you learned on something from 2008, when the crash happens, you'll be in a better position. Especially if you have assets that are going to be usable and aren't in a bubble, which I don't know which ones are left aren't, but I think silver is making a huge comeback, which is interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely
but then you'll be in a good position, right? What's Chesty always say? It's like if you've positioned yourself well during a downturn, that's your time to start buying cheap stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's definitely still ways that that people can thrive, and I will leave people on like one final like white pill on this as well. Is our people in the West have always been a minority on the globe. However, for most of human history, we've built literally everything. And up until recently, we controlled almost the entire planet, through just like direct control, through like the great age of empires and such. Like it was like in 1908, it was like 75% of the entire planet was owned by some like Western power. And so we've got everything we need, and that's enough.
I can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the solution's always local. You got a good woman.
Yeah, that too.
I got a good woman. I will admit, no matter how bad things get here, it is nice to have somebody on your side. And economic hard times, divorces drop during economic hardships, funnily enough. You know that meme about how do you get the TFR up? Oh, you just start taking away women's jobs. That's it. You get rid of female affluence. And we don't want to, but if the economy makes that happen, you're probably going to have a lot better relationships because people are forced to stick together. So there's your red pill for the day.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
All right. I guess here let's push some Old Glory Club, because I try my best, but I'm not the best at marketing other people's stuff.
Yeah, people can go check it out. There's 3 shows on the channel every week. There's American Spirits on Monday, which is more of like a deep American history kind of show where we go through, read the old documents, talk about, what is an American, the different ethnic groups that made up America, the different religious groups, a lot of the history of a lot of our doctrine. We were going over the Monroe Doctrine recently, like what the actual history about America's foreign policy is. So that's really interesting stuff if you're into that. Wednesday is the Chapter House, which is basically a live look at all of our chapters around the country and the cool stuff they're doing in local history. And then Thursday is Pony Express Radio, which is kind of like the weekly news show / comedy show where we shoot the shit and throw a bunch of memes on the screen. It's a grand old fun time. And then we also got the Substack where we put out articles Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which range from serious, political topics to kind of, movie reviews and meme stuff. So it's, we got quite a gambit of stuff that people could check out. And tomorrow, I guess one more thing I will shill, which I'm actually really, really looking forward to because it's something that I don't think anybody ever in the history of YouTube has done something that we're going to do tomorrow. Okay. So, my friend,
Mr. There's a tall order.
So, my friend, Mr. D, we're going to do a show tomorrow on his YouTube channel where we are looking at AI images generated of people's like living rooms and stuff. And it's very funny when you look at these images and you see like desks that have like 3 legs and stuff like that, but it's like, it almost like passes the test. So we're just going to look at all these like various images and basically make fun of them and stuff. And it's actually going to be very, very fun. And one of the things that you'll notice, which it's literally does like the Brick Tamlin thing from Anchorman's, like I love lamp. The AI doesn't understand that lamps are used for light and it's not just like a chandelier or something or like an aesthetic choice. It's actually there for a purpose. So the AI tends to like put like 3 lamps on the same desk. It's like, who would ever do this? But it just thinks like it's there for aesthetic purposes. It doesn't have a actual reason for it to be there. So these images are pretty funny. He found an account that does this, and we're gonna go over and quiz a bunch of them. So it should be really fun.
Dude, that does sound like fun. I don't want to call it brain rot, but it's like nostalgia humor, like fart jokes, stuff like that. The AI laughing. I'm actually enjoying this stuff a lot lately. So I'll tune in. I'm going to tune in for that one, but you guys too. Yeah. And then you guys know how to get me. Oh, I finished Softbone's actually doing really well. Softbone 2 is just finished. Nick is editing now, so like
good
the
for you,
fiction
man.
pivot
That's
is,
awesome.
It's permanent. I'm
Yeah.
out of the sphere, sorta.
Good for you, man. That's so cool.
There's women reading it and talking about how they enjoyed it, and I'm like,
Wow.
everything in there was kind of like the characters are very red pilled. So it's clearly just changed the tone, and everybody thinks, I guess, makes sense.
Yeah, we need more books for men.
Yeah,
Doesn't write
and in
anything.
fairness,
Yeah.
all this crazy stuff we've been talking about, this is basically material for the book. I just take this and add, like, I even did like not quite a Charlie Kirk thing, but the guy kind of fakes his death at one point to get out of like to get a tracking chip taken out of him. I kind of set it up as like a Charlie Kirk thing, as like a nod to it.
Damn,
it's amazing. There's just fiction,
Yeah.
great stories, just
Nice.
lying there. You just got to pick them up.
Dude.
I got to find one now of like a planet that's ruled by women that breastfeed and have sex and jerk each other off. Some kind of like American female Senate thing. I don't know what the story is going to be yet, but it's going to be a banger.
Nice. Well, good for you, man. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, this place is a shithole. I'm out.
Oh yeah.
And I can't
Definitely
do politics, man. There, at least you got.
No.
You know what it is.
I don't
guys,
blame
at
you.
Least,
Don't blame
At
it.
least you have more direct democracy for stuff. Too much of our stuff is assigned seating and unelected positions.
Yeah.
So the best you can do is you get like our MPs are the equivalent of like an associate or like a bottom rung. They don't really have nearly as much power as you think. Everybody else you just get put in by your buddy. And I really don't want to have to suck the dick of one of Trudeau's old college buddies to get into position. All right, so I'll put on the thing and then we'll get out of here. And then you gotta check Rule 0. I'm on StreamYard, so I can't take you automatically. So you have to go there by yourself. Hopefully Nuke or Jack will put a link to it in for you.
Yeah, definitely go support those guys. They're doing good work. They're sharp dudes. They're good friends. You know,
Yeah.
Just because like Ryan and I have spent the time like shitting on the sphere in general on this podcast doesn't mean that
playfully jabbering.
Exactly.
Poking fun.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, before we go, I promised somebody a Matt Walsh one, but I also want to do this. So we're gonna do some quick promos.
Ryan Stone, another fucking faggot. Socially retarded faggot, okay? He's a halfway decent looking guy, a nice smile. He can be a gentleman. He's snarky as fuck, even in person. And you have to get through that wall because he puts a wall up. Yet he blocks me and talks shit about me. Somebody find out their fucking real names for me and email me.
I'm not even mad at him anymore, man. All right. One of the guys promised a Matt Walsh one. I feel bad because Matt Walsh is apparently getting based again, but whatever.
I don't usually post pictures of my kids online, but they're infants and you can barely see them, so it's fine. But a YouTuber named Ryan Stone tweeted, showing off the F trophies for clout. So the babies are trophies that I'm showing off. It's perhaps not a surprise that a picture of a proud father would be so upsetting to the sort of man who clearly never had one.
All right, I'm ending it now. That was it. There you go. Enjoy, guys. See you later.
And Ryan Stone. He's a halfway decent looking guy, a nice